Hello everybody, Big Beardy back again in the hot seat. Literally, I am sweating my nuts off. It is baking out there today, people. Woo! You wouldn't want to be in here with me right now. I'm sweaty. Anyway, today I'm answering two questions I've been asked a lot recently, an awful lot. And I suppose if you don't know the answer, you don't know the answer. That's why I'm answering them. I have answered these questions before, but I have done an awful lot of videos, so we're going to do it again. First of all, first question is, does the courier exchange pay you? Are you working for the courier exchange? And the second question is, what happens when if and when you don't get paid on time? Two very important questions. So we're going to go into a little bit and I'll explain how the courier exchange works. But before we get on to that, if you enjoy my videos, please like and subscribe and let me know what you think about this video. Why not? Let me know what you think about me. Not that I'm going to read it. Anyway, first of all, does the courier exchange pay you? No, they do not. It is not their job to pay you. You do not work for the courier exchange when you sign up for the courier exchange. The courier exchange is basically just a giant marketplace. It is a billboard that says, here's a load of work for drivers, come and get it. And for shippers, post your work on here so you can find drivers. That's how it works. You do not work for the courier exchange and they do not pay you. The courier exchange do not touch any money apart from the annual subscription that you pay. That's the money they touch. But when it comes to the work, they are not responsible for your money, and they will take no response for your money, by the way. If for some reason you haven't been paid on time, it's not for them to chase it. It's not for them to do anything about it, but we'll get onto that part in a minute. So yes, the courier exchange do not pay you. What happens is a job will be put up by a shipper. Now that shipper could be any shipper company. It could be me. I can post jobs on there, and they will tell you what the job is, how much it, well, they won't tell you how much it is because it's a blind auction. They'll tell you what the job is, all the information, and then you're going to do the job for that shipper. CX has nothing to do with that. Now the CX will be there and they will track where you are. You can tell the shipper, obviously, I've got to the destination, I've picked up the load, how much you've picked up. You can use the CX you use for all that sort of stuff, and you can invoice the shipper through it. But you're not working for the CX. It's just a app connecting these two parties together. So hopefully that's answered that. You do not work for the CX. They will not pay you. It's not their job to pay you. When you agree to do a job, you're agreeing to do it with a shipper who's also using the courier exchange. That's the first question. Sorry, I'm just going to have some water in a minute, but I haven't got any. Oh, no, it's all gone wrong. Right, second question. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree with what I just said or if you've got a better explanation for it, but it's a pretty easy one. Does the CX pay you? No. Right, second one. What happens if and when you do not get paid? Do you go to the courier exchange? No. You go to the shipper who gave you the job, funnily enough. The courier exchange will not get involved with any of that sort of stuff. You might have... They do have a system in place, which is like the rating system. So if someone's, doing a bad job, you can say that, give them negative feedback, and if you're doing a good job, you can give positive feedback. That's how they sort of work. But when it comes to getting paid, you don't go to the CX and go, oh look, I haven't been paid. You go, I don't know what that voice was. You go to the shipper directly who you did the job for, and you say to them, hey dickhead, where's my money? Maybe a bit more polite than that, but after a while you do feel like going, hey, come on, pay me. So how does that sort of thing work? So when you agree to do the job, you've agreed the rate with the shipper at this point, you've done the little blind auction, they've gone, yep, you're our man. On the job itself, it will tell you how long they will take to pay you. Pretty simple. They'll tell you all the information and it will say, oh, we pay 14 days from invoice or 30 days from invoice. The general standard, and this is pinch of salt with this because it's all over the shop, but generally the way I plan my sort of when I'm going to be paid, no matter who it is I do 30 days from end of month. A lot of shippers do that. 30 days from end of the month. So if you do a job on the 1st of June, I don't expect to get paid till the 30th of July. Now, some will pay you quicker. Some will pay you literally when you finish the job. Some will pay you 14 days from invoice. Some will pay you 30 days from invoice. You do the job on the 1st of June, you get paid on the 1st of July. But generally, expect it to be 30 days from end of month. But it will say. So when you fling out your invoice to the shipper, you go onto the CX after you finish and you go to the invoice system, you fling that invoice across. What they told you they would pay you is what will be on the invoice. So fast forward 30 days from the end of the month, you can go through your invoice and go, oh, this person was due to pay me on the 30th of July, let's say, which is in the future at the moment because we're in May still. Oh, it's baking for May. And if they have not paid you, you then go to the shipper directly. You phone the shipper or you send them an email and you say, hey, you were meant to pay me on the 30th. It's now the 31st or the 1st of, I don't know how many days there are in July. I can't think. January, February, March, April, May, June, July. 31 days in July. The knuckle trick. If you don't know that, look it up. 31 days in July. So if they haven't paid you on the 30th, you can go to them on the 31st and go, you were meant to pay me yesterday. Or you come the next day, the 1st of, what comes after July? August, isn't it? Bloody hell, I'm not with it today. It's too hot. The heat is melting my brain. August or however long you do it, whatever your thing is, and you have to go to the shipper directly. The CX won't get involved. That's not what they're there to do. That's not their... People seem to think that you join the CX and everything is fine and dandy. You're going to have work and you're going to make money. And if there's any problems, the CX will deal with it. No, you're running a business. The CX is just a tool you use to help you run your business. But it's not there to be your business. I think this is where a lot of people get confused. A lot of people. Why a lot of people fail or things don't go right. They join the CX and they're like, my problems are over. I've paid a load of money for the CX and now it's all sorted. Doesn't work like that. You've got to work your ass off and you've got to run it like a proper business. And by running it like a business, if someone owes you money, you've got to go chase them. That's what happens. Now, occasionally, very rarely, you'll get down the line and they still haven't paid. You've been waiting a month, 2 months, 3 months. So what you have to do then is you take them to court. That's how it works. Doesn't happen very often. To be fair, usually, if you haven't been paid, you send them an email and they'll go, oh, sorry, we've missed you off the list, or they give you some bullshit excuse. My favourite one is, oh, didn't get your invoice in the post. And you're like, no, you didn't, because you told me to email it to you, and that's what I did. So I don't know how you didn't receive it, because emails tend to fucking land. I had one bloke. He owed me money 1 month, and then he owed me money the next month, and he owed me money a third month, and it was like 2 weeks after he was meant to pay me. And every single time I went, oh, I must have not received it in the post. It's like, you do realise I've done 3 jobs in 3 months for you, and every time you haven't received it. Piss takers. And it does take the piss sometimes. But they'll generally, you send one email, it will get sorted, you will get paid. The vast majority of the time. Some can be dickheads, but there is like I said, there is a system on this courier exchange. When you bid on any job, you can have a look at their feedback. Have a look at it. I do it all the time. If I've got someone and they've done, let's say it's a shipper, they've done 100 jobs and they've got 2 bad feedback, I'm going to be a bit wary, because that's not a good hit ratio. If you're late paying 2 out of 100, that's 1 every 50. That's not a good hit ratio. I'll be honest. If there's a company that's done, let's say, 1,200 jobs and has 2 bad feedback, I'll be like, no, that's all right, because things will go wrong generally. That's not a bad hit ratio. If someone has done 10 jobs and they've got 1 bad feedback, I'm not touching them. I have a small group of shippers I do a lot of work for because I trust them, and I suggest you do the same. Find local shippers that you can trust, that will hire you regularly and they pay you on time. It takes a bit of time. You've got to get used to it. You know, you've got to put the hours in and get a bit of experience. And once you've got that experience, you can use those shippers over and over and over again. I swear, if you went on to my feedback right now as a driver, I've probably got really low feedback. No bad ones, all good feedback, but it'll probably only be 10 or 15. Because I work for the same people over and over and over again, and you can't give feedback per job. You can only give feedback once every 30 days, something like that. Someone will put it in the comments down below. So there you go. Anyway, we've got a bit offshoot there. So the 2 questions: does the CX pay you? No, it's the shipper you do the job for who pays you. You do not work for the courier exchange. And number 2, what happens and who do you have to chase when you don't get paid? The person you did the job for. Do not go to the CX and cry about it. They won't give a fuck. That's not saying, but that's not their job to give a fuck. Let's be honest. They'll be like, no, it's between you and the shipper. That's how it is. So you go to the shipper and go, give me my goddamn money, bitch. Something like that, anyway. Right, so I hope that's been helpful. I hope that's answered some of your questions out there. I've been the Big Beardy One. You've been awesome. Be safe out there. Have a great day.